Aloha, Namaste, Sitaram, Assalamu Alaikum, Shalom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us on Divine Soul Journey. I always welcome you this way because I am so excited for you to be on this journey with you. And I want to hear the learnings, the teaching, the wisdom that you've gotten from these shows, the life transforming blessings and healing that you've received. So please do feel free to contact us on dsgshow2020@gmail.com. I welcome it. My name is Dianne Ojar, and I have the pleasure today to actually introduce you to a very special gentleman. If you want to hear more of his story, very profound story, you got to listen to the part 1 of this series. But for right now, I would like to share a disclaimer with you. Just know this is not about religion. This is not about Taoism. We respect everybody's faith and beliefs. And if you choose to practice with us, awesome. If you want to set it out, it's okay. You can go back and listen to the replay. And if you're ready, then say I'm ready. Why Divine Soul Journey? Because it's simple. We connect our divine, whoever divine is for us. And we all have a soul. We have an original soul that goes from body to body, which is basically a vessel. This is a vessel my soul is in for this lifetime. And I've heard from many lifetimes it was in some of the amazing bodies. And going future, who knows? But we're on that journey to go home to enlightenment. And hopefully we will not reincarnate to another body. And that's what we're working on. Can't promise you it will happen overnight, because there's a lot of work to do. And my dear guest right now, he's going to talk about a lot of things. Particularly, the music that you're hearing right now is a Love, Peace, and Harmony song that was given by Divine to our master teacher. Again, we're not here to convince you of anything we do, any part of the group or organization we're part of. But I can tell you, this saved my life and many others, as you hear for the past little while. The stories, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But this gentleman here is the co-founder of the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation. Sorry, the co-director. And maybe he was a founder too. He will tell us. I don't know at this point in time. And Shania Barton has been working with us, and he has a passion with others as well. You have heard in the show like Dianne Ojar and a couple others, Alexa Sito, and so forth, and Portia Ng and everyone else been part of this group. And I want to thank each and every one of them for what they do. So it's my pleasure as an ambassador, a super ambassador, a representative, to introduce Shania Barton. Shania, welcome to the Divine Soul Journey.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back again.
Yes, absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's go in after, and we'll talk about the foundation more.
Sure. So I am one of the co-leaders, not one of the founders. That credit all goes to Dr. and Master Zhigong Shah. The foundation is really his vision, and it's his vision of how to spread the energy of all hearts and souls joining together as one in love, peace, and harmony. We focus on 3 main tools. The song, which is the music that you're playing, also has words that go with it. We use love, peace, harmony calligraphy, which is a special way of writing that brings healing, frequency, and vibration. And also love, peace, harmony meditation. And we have amazing volunteers literally all around the world. The only continent we haven't got to yet is Antarctica. And we have people sharing this song, singing literally every day of the year, in multiple languages on every continent and spreading the frequency and vibration of love, peace, harmony for personal transformation and for transforming whole communities. It's very fascinating, wonderful work that I feel honored to be a part of.
Thank you. Why did you want to become part of this organization, the foundation?
Well, I've done nonprofit management for about 30 years plus, and in all kinds of different roles with arts organizations, service organizations, charity organizations. And this organization, to me, holds such wisdom and power in such a simple, beautiful way. And it's all about empowering people and empowering communities and letting them decide how they want to spread love, peace, harmony in the world, which is something that I just love. And it's really our volunteers around the world that are my constant inspiration.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I'm going to actually, just for a moment, because sometimes talking over the vocal by Master Shah could be a little difficult to understand and hear. So I'm going to switch it in a moment for our audience to hear the original Love, Peace, and Harmony. And then we'll switch back to the instrumental because it's easier just to talk over. So here we go. This is the original version of the Love, Peace, and Harmony with Master Shah. And, if you don't listen to anything we're saying, then listen to Master Shah's words and the vibration coming from his voice, very powerful voice. So for a couple minutes, enjoy. So Shunya, tell us some of the programs that you're working on right now and what's happening. I know there's many, many programs that's out there, and I know many people are singing for humanity, is singing for Mother Earth, is singing for the trees, is singing for so many things. So why don't you tell us a little bit of how anyone who wants to actually take part, what they can do as well. I know it's a loaded question.
No, it's great. And, anybody can become a Love, Peace, Harmony messenger just by singing the Love, Peace, Harmony song. So if you hear the song and it touches something in your heart and you want to make it part of your life to sing the song, that's all it takes to be a Love, Peace, Harmony messenger, because you're sharing that frequency and vibration in the world. And then there's others like you, Dianne, who choose to be ambassadors, which means that you have a group that you share the wisdom and the practices with. So you do it through this radio program. Some people do it through Zoom. Some people have in-person groups still that they're able to do this even in the COVID epidemic. Some people just share it with their family, and that's what we call an ambassador. And then I mentioned the calligraphies that we use. Some of the ambassadors, they apply and they get chosen to use the calligraphy in their project. So there's different levels of participating, from just singing Love, Peace, Harmony to doing full-on service projects like the one we're doing right now in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, where we're working with a low-income neighborhood that is building a community center of love, peace, and harmony. And they have a special focus on working with children with autism and serving all kinds of children from their community and giving them love, giving them a safe place, and helping them to build healthy, positive lives.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm just going to leave the whole song to the whole show. Let me ask you something about the Love, Peace, and Harmony with the words, and we're going to listen. Just leave it for the rest of the show. That's fine for people to understand, to hear it. It's been a while since they haven't heard the vocal version of it. And it's beautiful when you really listen to it. What I have on Shunya, yes, I do need some more MP3s. We do have them in MP3s, and I seem to be giving those away on the cards a lot, um, because people will come to my space or my home, and they hear it, and particularly because you could wear them around your neck and walk around with it, it's resonated with them. So hint, hint. Okay, Shunya, hint, hint. I need more.
Okay, we'll see what we can do about that.
And this is the thing. It's, some people will resonate with it overnight, and some people it takes some time. But definitely I have people who come in. I had a girlfriend came in here to drop a book off for me on the last weekend, and I gave her one when she came to do a show. And they're all going through the motivational speakers and so forth. And she said to me, "My goodness," I gave her a blessing. "You're more powerful than before." And it's because of this. It's because of the trainings we're in. It's because of a lot of things that's happening because we're serving. And people don't realize when we do, whether you have this or not. And this is open to the public. It's on YouTube. You can download it. It's on on the website. There's so many different places you can certainly find it. But I can guarantee you, is I have a friend who was going through a lot. He was staying with me for a little bit because he had nowhere to go. Somebody I care about deeply, has always been there for me in the past. And I have this playing in his room 24/7. It's been about a month now, and now he's ready to, and he listens to it and he traces. And I've seen the transformation in him, and he talks about it as well. And he will go and trace the calligraphies. I don't even have to tell him sometimes about it. And that's what this power is. And I say, "How are you feeling?" He feels calmer. He has his moments, but I'm telling you, this is the power of what this is doing. I've seen it for other people, what this is doing. So I thank you all for making this available to us so we can share it with others where they can take it with them.
Yes, so the easiest way to get it is on an app. And I know we're doing some updates on the app, so it's either under Chant LPH or Sing LPH. You'll find it one or the other on Google or Apple. And that's one of the easiest ways to get it, is just get the app and play it on your phone. You can download it from lovepeaceharmony.org, O-R-G, and go to the resources page there, and you can get the song there as well.
Lovely.
And like you said, there's also plenty on YouTube.
Absolutely. There's a lot of trainings on YouTube. That's correct. Always contact us at dsjshow2020@gmail.com if you can't find it. And we certainly will tell you where to find it and share that with you. In order to become a representative, or we call them ambassadors and so forth, why don't you tell us the process for people who are thinking about it now? Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not 100% sure about this. Do you have to be a Dow Hands practitioner to be a representative? Is that correct? Yes or no? It makes sense, but
not
I don't
at
know.
all.
Okay, that's a good thing to
Not
know.
at all. Yeah. So anyone, anywhere can be a Love, Peace, Harmony messenger. All they have to do is go to our website at lovepeaceharmony.org, and under the button that says Get Involved, just click on the Love, Peace, Harmony messenger page and sign up.
That is amazing. Honestly, I did not know that. I'm saying here right now publicly, if that is you and you're not even sure, I would grab that opportunity. Let me explain something. These calligraphies, and we'll have Shunya explain what these calligraphies are in a moment. It's 7 feet tall. Shunya, no disrespect, but you guys could make that a little bit smaller. Oh my goodness. Because you have to find a place that can host this or have it on, a tripod. That's a whole nother story. The thing is bigger than me. Powerful, beautiful. The material is on tapestry, all embedded in there. It's absolutely stunning. It took me a while to figure out how to get it up without keep falling down because it's so thick and heavy. It's about 7 feet by 33 inches. Hear what I said? 7 feet, and the course about 33 inches, give or take. It is bigger than me, 3 of them. But I can tell you, it is beautiful. It goes really well. Most people everybody will not know what this is, but it goes really well next to my Dao Da Da eye calligraphy, art calligraphy as well, Shunya, just to let you know. But it's absolutely
I do need to clarify.
Yes?
There are requirements to get the calligraphy.
Of course.
That's
explain that.
Anyone can be a Love, Peace, Harmony messenger by singing the song, but you have to apply to receive the calligraphy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So let's explain that now. What does it mean to be an ambassador? I guess the representative is just singing it. Ambassador is to actually incorporate this into your practices and sharing. So why don't we explain to people, our audience, what the difference is and how they can get these calligraphy, which is absolutely stunning. You can just stand up and put your hands away from it, and it's a feel, and you can activate it. Right, even talking about it right now, most people wouldn't understand this. Talking about it, my hands are starting to activate. I could feel the tingle in my hands. Maybe it's I'm sounding a little crazy to a lot of people right now, but I'm telling you, this is what's happening. I could feel tingles just even talking about the beauty of it. So why don't you explain to us about that?
Sure. So the first step, and this is for people who maybe are hearing about this for the first time. The first step is being a Love, Peace, Harmony messenger. And messengers just sing the Love, Peace, Harmony song. Sing it for yourself, sing it for the world, sing it for your community. Just keep singing it to put the positive frequency and vibration of love, peace, harmony. The next step is when you feel called to share it with people. And that's an ambassador like you are. So an ambassador is someone who has a group that gets together either in person or online or like this over a podcast, radio show, but is sharing it with a group of people regularly. And that's what an ambassador is. When you are an ambassador and you've got that consistent, then you can apply to receive the calligraphy. And, we are a charitable organization. So if you're using them to serve disadvantaged people, say seniors or school children or low income, using them in low income neighborhoods, anything that would be considered charitable, those are the groups that are going to get preferred to receive the calligraphies because of the service that they're offering. The calligraphies are created to serve, to help humanity get through this really tough time that we're going through. And the calligraphies carry a high frequency and vibration of love, peace, and harmony. In fact, we could have everybody experience that right now if they'd like to.
Absolutely. Excuse me for that. Absolutely. Go ahead. This is your show, Shunya. So you can do anything you want for the next little while.
Well, wonderful. So I'm going to ask everybody who's listening, please sit up in your chair as you're able with your back away from the chair and feet flat on the floor. Put one hand on your abdomen. Now remember, if you don't try this, you won't know if it works for you. So just give it a try. Put one hand on your abdomen.
Sorry, let me just interrupt for a moment. For those who are listening, we are hearing the original version of Love, Peace, and Harmony with Dr. and Master Jigon Shah. So you're hearing the vocals. So when Shunya is telling you the practice, he can guide you to listen to the words, whatever he chooses to. But you are hearing the actual vocal version of the song. And it's just 4 lines in 3 different languages. And Shunya will explain that to you as well. Go ahead, Shunya.
So close your eyes and just kind of scan through your body and notice where you have the most pain or tension or discomfort. Could be a lot, could be very intense, could be almost unnoticeable. But just notice where it is for you. and put your other hand there. Or if you can't reach it, just point to it. Now, notice on a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is the pain or discomfort. So 1 would be barely noticeable. If I hadn't have said anything, you wouldn't have even noticed that it was happening. 10 is quite intense. So you just notice for you, what's the level of discomfort? Now, as you put your hand there, you're bringing frequency and vibration. Just like when a child gets a boo-boo and the mother holds them and kisses it and gives love, we're doing the same thing for our body. We're sending positive frequency and vibration into that part of our body. Now also use your mind power to visualize golden light in that area. And it's okay if you don't see it. Just imagine it. Be aware of a golden light ball where you put your hand. And that golden light is melting away all of the pain, all of the tension, all of the discomfort. Just washing through that area, melting away any blockages, turning any darkness to light. And then we connect with the heart and soul of the Love, Peace, Harmony calligraphies. We say, dear soul, mind, and body of the Love, Peace, Harmony calligraphies, we love you, honor you, appreciate you. We are so grateful to receive healing blessing from the source. You may even see the calligraphies in your mind's eye. You might see golden light coming through them, coming to your body, and going into the part of your body that needs it. The Love, Peace, Harmony, Tao healing calligraphies are activated, and they are gathering and bringing light of love and light. As that light is pouring into our body, we listen to the words of the song. And there's different versions of the song because the song originally came to our founder, Dr. and Master Shah. It came in the form Lula, Lula, Li. Lula, Lula, La, Li. Lula, Lu, La, Li, Lula. Lula, La, Li, Lula. Lula, Li, Lula. So the song was given to Dr. Shah in his deepest meditation as a healing tool. And the song activates 3 major energy centers in the lower body, the lower abdomen, moving the energy from the base of the torso to the middle of the lower back to a point halfway between the belly button and the back. This area is called the kungung, behind the belly button. And this area holds our life force energy. So we're replenishing and restoring our life force energy. Building a golden light bulb in our lower abdomen. Sending golden light where we need it the most. So you'll hear Master Sha singing, Lula, Lula, Li. And then you may hear him singing in Mandarin, because that's his native language. So the translation came to him in Mandarin of what does it mean, Lula, Li? And then, because he teaches mostly in English, the next that came through was English. And in English, the translation is, I love my heart and soul, giving love and light to our own heart and soul, healing and blessing our own heart and soul, healing and blessing our physical body, our emotional body. I love all humanity. When we sing this, we radiate love and light out. And what we give to others returns to us multiplied. So the more love we give to humanity, the more love returns to us. The next line, join hearts and souls together. This is a spiritual order. To join all hearts and souls together as one. To go into the field of oneness. To connect to that place where we are one with everyone and everything. To connect with the quantum field. When we do this, we access our highest healing ability. We connect with the highest frequency and vibration. And then the result is love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony within us. Love, peace, and harmony in our relationships, in our finances. Love, peace, and harmony in our work, our family, our home, our neighborhoods, our cities, our world. We become a blessing of love, peace, and harmony for the world. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Letting the song wash through. Washing away the blockages in your body. How you, thank you, thank you. So move around a little bit. Shake that part of your body out. And then close your eyes and just notice how much pain or discomfort is there now. Now, I started with a little pain where I was sitting on my hip. It was maybe a 1 or a 2, not very intense at all. Now it's gone completely. Maybe you experienced something similar. Dianne, what did you experience?
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'll tell this funny little story. For me, first of all, I always feel something around my spine, like a coolness on my upper left, which is right behind my actual physical heart. And I always feel that. And on the right side of that, I always feel like a little pinch. Like, when you have a doctor show machine and there's a pinch in you. I feel that as well. For the past few days, actually the past 2 days, I was not well only because I was in training, which was very uplifting. Plus, I got my, yes, I'm going to say it, I don't give any to it. I got my second vaccine, which both of them, I don't know what was going on, but I got really, it was very lethargic. I had a fever. And now as I'm talking about it, suddenly my arms start to hurt me. However, the point is, yesterday I was so out of it. Today I feel so much better. So much better. And, just to say that I feel like I have energy in me. I have a few physical things here, aches and pains, and I had to take some medication. But I'm saying it's just the being in the field, I just feel so uplifted. And this is what happens. You feel uplifted. I don't focus on the body unless I want to focus on the body if body is trying to tell me something. So this is what's been happening to me for the past 48 hours. And, just knowing I was going to be with you, Shunya, like everything, I just woke up and I was like, okay, I'm ready for today. So I feel more relaxed. I feel there's more chi, which is energy, as you all know, CHI or QI, whatever you would like to refer it to. But I feel much better in terms of having this conversation with you and with our audience.
Beautiful. And, when I do this live with people, I ask people, how many people your pain went down. I don't think there's ever been a time that I've done this where at least 80% of the room doesn't raise their hand and say, yeah, I have less pain now than when I started.
Absolutely.
Not everybody will have that result, but it's amazing how many people with just simple practice like this, that with these powerful calligraphies,
one of the things, absolutely. One of the things I want to mention to people, you can mention to them, it's if you don't feel anything right now, don't dismiss that nothing's happening. It takes a couple of days. So why don't you explain to us about that when it integrates into the body?
Sure. So when we feel pain, it's because there is a buildup of chemical messengers in our body that are communicating pain to our brain, and we experience it as pain. It's called the pain threshold. So if you're below that level, you don't feel pain. But once you've built up, and stress adds to that, any injuries add to that. So once you build up to a certain point, then you feel pain. What you're feeling is the tip of the iceberg. There's lots of these chemical messengers underneath that are saying, hey, something's not right. But it's not until you reach that pain threshold, and then you're feeling the top part of it. When you don't feel any change in the pain level, there's still a whole lot of clearing out that's going on under the surface. It's just that you need more to get that tip of the iceberg to go down below the pain threshold. And this especially happens with people with really chronic pain, where their body is always registering pain. It takes more dedicated practice, more time usually. Not always. I also have people that have had chronic pain for decades that do this once, and they're like, oh my God, what happened? My pain just went away, or just went down to a normal level. So you never know. It's different for everyone. But don't think that nothing's happening. It's just that the iceberg hasn't been cleared away enough for you to notice the difference. Not that there's no difference that's happened, just you can't notice it yet.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I hope, at least if we've reached one person in our audience, that's amazing. Then, absolutely, we've done our job, Shunya. So let's talk about some of the programs that you have. So I know there's many programs we mentioned. So what are some of the programs you're doing right now on the outreach side?
Sure. So what we do is we teach these healing practices, self-care practices, and we have a team in India that works with children with HIV who've been orphaned and abandoned, and we have something like, I think it's up to like 5,000 children that sing Love, Peace, Harmony every day. And they don't sing it just for their own healing. They sing it for the whole world to have love, peace, harmony. So our India team is just amazing. They do work not only with children with HIV, but they do it with folks who are destitute, who, in India, if you are begging, if you have nothing, and you're begging for food, they put you in beggar's prison. And so they go into the beggar's prison and sing Love, Peace, Harmony with folks who have nothing. We have people who are in Berlin. There's a group that's taken into a women's cancer clinic, and they have the Love, Peace, Harmony calligraphies there with a chair that the women can rest in and get the healing frequency and vibration while they're going through cancer treatment. We have a group in Hawaii. Everybody thinks that Hawaii is paradise, but it's really expensive. And a lot of people, especially in the Native Hawaiian community, can't afford housing anymore. And so there was a group of Native Hawaiians that were living on the beach, and there was an amazing Native Hawaiian woman who said, look, I've got land. I'm going to bring folks to live, and they can come stay on my land and get back on their feet. Now, to stay there, they had to be clean and sober. So we've been using these programs to help them turn their lives around, to give up drugs and alcohol, to stabilize their life, to get back the sense of who they are and their self-worth and their dignity that's been stripped from them because, people who are homeless don't get treated very well in our country. And people really look down on them and can be very, very cruel, actually. And they're reclaiming their lives. And we started with 20 people in the program. It was a 11-week program, and 18 people successfully completed it and stayed off of drugs and made it through the program and are coming back for more and are staying housed. Those are some of the programs that we're doing right now.
Thank you so much. So what are some of the other outreach programs? I know we have the planting trees and some other things that you have out there.
We do. We have a program called Plant a Million, and our goal is to plant 300,000 trees this year. We only need $7,000 more, which I know we're going to raise by the end of the year, and we'll meet our goal of planting 300,000 trees. Now, we work with a partner called Reforestation, And that what they do is they work with communities to empower the communities. These are communities living in poverty who've often had to chop down the trees for their own needs, that now it makes economic sense for them to plant. And they're able to sustain the forests that they're planting. And so they rebuild communities as well as replanting trees, which we all know is one of the solutions for global warming and climate change, is to make sure we have more trees absorbing carbon.
That's great to know. What are some of the other programs that you're looking into or hoping, or what is your hope and your dream for this foundation? Where do you want to see it going? Go, or see it go.
We would love to see this as something that children get educated in around the world, that it's in schools, that they have the tools to use these their whole life. We see it as transforming communities. So, like the community that's building the community center in Atlanta, that community center has trained teachers and childcare workers who've gone on around the world and brought the love, peace, harmony practices with them and the love, peace, harmony mindsets. And so people in Australia will be like, oh yeah, I picked up these love, peace, harmony things in Atlanta. We know that it's going all around the world. And what we've envisioned is a world of love, peace, and harmony. A world where we share everything that we have, where no child goes hungry, no person goes hungry, where everyone has a roof over their head.
Beautiful.
We have the resources in the world.
Absolutely.
We have the ability to share with each other. Anywhere that there's a problem in humanity, there's a lack of love, peace, and harmony.
Thank you.
It really is the solution.
It is. I'm seeing that so much more. Why don't you tell us briefly about that story about one of the schools that has the love peace? I believe that's in Hawaii. I could be wrong, but I believe it's Hawaii, that the school has the calligraphies on the walls. And the principal was talking about, and let you tell the rest of the story.
Yes, so that was one of our pilot projects at an elementary school called Alialani. And the principal was very on board with this. He thought it was a great idea, so much so that they painted the love, peace, harmony calligraphy in the hallway. So every student is walking by that field every single day. And one of our master practitioners who can put huge healing power into the calligraphy was the one who painted it. And he said, the year before we had this done, there were 50 behavioral incidents reported to the principal's office. He said that the year after, there were 5. And we hear this from educators around the world. We actually have Love, Peace, Harmony calligraphy in Trinidad, there's a practitioner, Pat Jadu.
That's correct.
Who's been doing it in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells us the same thing. Grades go up, behavioral issues go down. We had psychologists studying this in Delhi, in India. They said the same thing. These children are being healed of chronic trauma that's keeping them from doing well in school. It's amazing.
But that's because the children mind a little bit more innocent, and they haven't been so much conditioned to all the adult noise and the stuff that's out there. So it's easy to work with them. I know even Claudia Thompson, she's part of your the foundation as well. She works a lot with children as well. I see her videos.
Absolutely. She's the lead on the Atlantic Project, and she has done, she's been working with them for 6 years. And she's just done amazing, amazing work with them. We have a couple, a retired couple in Arizona in the United States who, in the worst heat waves that we've seen, they live in the desert in Arizona, and they've gone out to the homeless folks there and given them water and, what they need, cooling devices, so that they can survive through the heat wave, because people die in that kind of heat.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing what people are doing. We have someone who goes to the Amazon every year or two and takes them up the Amazon to indigenous communities. We all know the Amazon is like the lung of the world, and it's being deforested, and there's all kinds of negative energy that's happening there. She's going, and the indigenous people are loving this and saying, we see the power in this. We understand this. And they're like, here, you go talk to my friend in the next community. You go to the next village. Share this with them as well. And so it's spreading up and down the Amazon basin. It's amazing.
I'm just going to ask you, just throw it out there. When people do this, let's talk about the Amazon, the trees and so forth, because everything has a heart, a soul, but we put a soul first, but in this particular case, the heart houses the soul and the mind. So what we call Shen Qi Jin, the soul, heart, mind, and Qi, which is the energy of the body. And tell us just, your take just briefly on how the Shen Qi Jin works on this to transform the negative messages, information, challenges, blockages into positive. Because I want people to understand it's how does a plant react? How does, we can work on plants, we can work on pets, we can work on anything, because everything has a heart with the soul of the mind that houses it. Why don't you just tell us about that? Because people are like, okay, how can this happen? But there's a reason why it can happen.
Yeah, so everything, I think the easiest way to understand it is from a quantum physics perspective.
Go ahead.
And if you want to know more about it, you can read a book called Tao Science that was written by our founder, Dr. Shah, and a quantum physicist, UC Berkeley graduate, did her postgraduate work at one of the leading institutes in Texas. When you look at things on a quantum level, everything is a field of frequency and vibration. And I kind of remember this from my high school chemistry, where they talked about like inside every molecule is a whole bunch of space and then a couple atoms floating around. And then if you go inside the atom, there's a whole bunch of space and then a smaller particle.
Mm-hmm, yes,
so
that's correct.
Mostly everything is space. And in that space is waves of frequency and vibration. Now, there's a lot of frequency and vibration we're familiar with. Every color in the rainbow is a frequency and vibration that hits our eyes. Everything we hear is a frequency and vibration. When you go to the ocean, you can feel a different field with the negative ions. You feel it differently. Now, those are ones we can sense, but there's some that we don't see, we don't touch, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. So 500 years ago, if I told you I was going to put my food in a little box and push some buttons and invisible waves were going to go in and cook my food, you would have thought I was not in my right senses. But now we all cook our food in microwaves. Well, not everyone does, but it's everyday common practice to see microwave cooking.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
all understand that microwaves exist. everything, our whole body is made up of frequency and vibrations, some of which we haven't measured yet. We have positive frequency and vibrations and negative frequency and vibrations. Negative frequency and vibrations lead to disorder, disconnection, disharmony. Positive frequency and vibration leads to order, connection, and harmony. When our body has order, connection, and harmony, we have health. When the Amazon forest has order, connection, and harmony, we have a healthy ecosystem. When humanity has order, connection, and harmony, we have cooperation rather than competition. We have compassion rather than taking advantage of each other. We have love, peace, and harmony.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And this is why, if we say, Master Shah always says, heal your heart and it melt all blockages. So this is where we have love and we have peace is what we want, but we got to harmonize it. Hence, love, peace, and harmony. Shunya, I want to thank you so much. What would you like to say, a message to leave for our audience today? And thank you so much for all those explanations and for all the amazing, phenomenal work that we do. And there's so much more to do, obviously. And also tell us your contact information again, please.
Thank you so much. And, really, I cannot thank our volunteers enough. And I also cannot thank our donors enough. Between the volunteers and the donors who make it possible for the volunteers to do what they're doing, we are changing the world, one person, one community at a time. And you can learn more at www.lovepeaceharmony.org. If you're able to support our work, whether it's for the Plant a Million project or for any of the projects that we have going on, we welcome your support. And if you would like to get involved and become one of our Love, Peace, Harmony messengers and make a commitment to singing Love, Peace, Harmony and sharing Love, Peace, Harmony in whatever way is right for you, just click on the Get Involved button. You can also catch us at facebook.com/Love, Peace, Harmony Foundation. And there's also a Facebook group, Love, Peace, Harmony Movement, that sings Love, Peace, Harmony every day. These blessings are there for humanity on our website, on YouTube, on Facebook. There's no reason not to take advantage of what's here. If you noticed that it helped you, if you noticed that this frequency and vibration helps you be calmer or quieter in your heart, maybe your mind is more peaceful, then we are here to serve. And if we can be of any service to you, we are very, very happy to do so.
Thank you so much, Shunya. You know what? We always say, Master Shah says, we refer a lot to Master Shah because I was saying to someone yesterday we always say whoever is our teacher is phenomenal, but I really and truly, you can measure it yourself. You can experience it yourself. And if you would like to taste it, go take a bite out of it. He says, you want to know what pear tastes? Take a bite out of it. Taste it. You want to know how food tastes? Well, you got to taste in order to know how it tastes. And if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. If it doesn't, okay. No worries. But I can guarantee you, like I said, and like Shunya said, and all our volunteers, when you measure it, measurement is results. And that's what we have. I want to thank you, Shunya, so much for sharing that story and all the stories with us and sharing your life story. And how we can be better humanitarians. We don't know. We're already doing it, but we just don't know how we can up it. We can take it to the next level. Again, nobody is going to hold this to your head and say, you have to do this. No, we're not here to convince anyone whatsoever. You will find more and more people sharing this, however which way you want to share it. This is not for profit. This has nothing to do with your business. That's a whole nother story. It doesn't mean that you can't use this to heal yourself and then apply, to feel good about your business. But sharing it with others, this is strictly for humanitarians. And I hope I said that right, Shunya. And I want to say,
absolutely.
Thank you. So I want to say to everyone, from a personal note, listen, what I didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't even know the song when I went first. I didn't even know what they were singing. I just knew I had to be there, the right place at the right time. That's all I knew. Then they gave me a sheet. I didn't even know what they were singing. But it's become part of my lifestyle. And can we be doing more? We can always be doing more. But this is why I bring this out to you in this format, where we can reach more people on a different platform. And there are other platforms as well. And so forth. You choose what's best for you. You choose whatever is comfortable for you. But what I want to say to everyone, as Steve Harvey says, jump. Take a risk. What is there to lose? I see it changing people's lives every day, including myself and Shunya as well. So I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you all for being open. I want to thank Master Shah for being the person he is, the chosen one, for this song that was given to him by Divine. And that's a whole nother story we have in all other shows, where we had Master Alan Chuck told us the story where he was present when they received the song. Very powerful. If you're not feeling well, just listen to it. Do nothing but just listen to it and just feel it. So on that note, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Shunya. Thank you, our audience. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Divine, whoever your Divine is. But my Divine is my Heavens team as well, Heaven Committee. And all the saints and everyone who's there with me every single moment of my life. Sometimes I have to pay more attention, like we all do. But I want to say to everyone, if you're here listening, you must be here for a reason. So on that note, I would like to say aloha, namaste, sitaram, assalamu alaikum, shalom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to each and every one of you. Join us next time when we have some phenomenal guests who would share more about their life stories. And if you want to be part of that, certainly reach out to me and let me know. So in the words of Master Shah, in love, peace, and harmony, enjoy and thank you. I was